All right, everyone, here we are with another video with Invest for Tomorrow. To all the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel, and to all the subscribers, welcome back. All I ask for in return is for you to smash that like button to let me know you watch this video, and to stay tuned on in towards the second half of this video, guys. Right after this chart analysis, I have a ticker symbol to share with you guys, as well as the opportunities that were found over at the Discord that I mentioned this morning. And if that's something that interests you and you want to know what stocks I watch daily, you're more than welcome to join us. The link is down below in the description to the Discord, and by joining, you'll become part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together to maximize profits and minimize losses. So here we are with CLOV, and we're also going to talk about ContextLogic Inc WISH Stock, right? WISH. Now, CLOV and WISH were indirectly correlating in some shape or form, and there was soon going to be a detachment, and we would know which one had more potential to squeeze in the near term or in the long term. And a lot of investors are losing hope in CLOV, and I've talked about the support levels that were key, and the biggest thing was $13, guys. $13.30, $13, anywhere around that area, and then it got really close to it down here at $12.52, and that was the new support level. It broke out of that channel of consolidation, and it's just been going into further weakness in a very slow and subtle way. Now, this stock has a lot more room to continue going downwards, and I do want every single investor and viewer to be aware of that. And how short squeezes happen is when stocks are pushed upwards, not downwards, because the shorts keep on making money, and it motivates them to short it even more, making it go down further and further downwards. Now, WISH stock and CLOV are two different stocks when it comes to market cap, when it comes to valuations, and so forth. So I do want investors to be aware of that as well. And also, they do two completely different sectors and things when it comes to business and expectations of service. So Clover Health had a pretty big squeeze, and it's just been pulling downwards. And it seems to me, I'm not sure if it has to do with the market cap or the float of shares, that it's a lot easier for shorts to squeeze this one downwards, not that upwards, but if not, push it downwards, and motivating investors to sell instead of holding. And it certainly has shown strength still from way down here at $7 and some change, but it's been in a very subtle downward direction. So what are the points we want to look at? Well, 1117 is our support, and the resistance level narrowed in is 1160, and the 50-day moving average is literally the resistance level, which is the highest point of the day in the pre-market before the fall, and that's up here at 1232, guys. Super important to keep those points in mind going into tomorrow and even the rest of this week. So even though CLOV is going downwards, even if it goes further down, it does not mean that it can't short squeeze or it can't reverse. It's just becoming much more difficult every time for the bulls. That's why this is important, and that is key to be aware of this. This needs to be pushed up so a short squeeze could happen again or start. Now, a lot of investors are saying that AMC and GameStop are comparable, right? Those short squeezes to a possible CLOV squeeze and WISH squeeze. And now let's look at WISH and what's going on with WISH. Now, WISH has been showing a lot more strength within this channel that I've talked about, right? Up here at 1250 and down here at the low of 970. It's been showing a lot of strength within these 2 points from this dip, this run up, and then sideways action, staying within that channel. I've stated several times that as long as it stays above 970, all it takes is one catalyst or several catalysts to push it upwards, and the higher it would go, if it broke through the 1253, 1251 range, it was going to be able to make shorts have to cover, right? Because when stocks break out to the upside, shorts have to cover, turning them into bulls. And it has been doing that since today, and even since Friday. It was going towards that, and it was moving upwards after dipping back down to $10 and some change. It was picking up momentum, kind of stayed there, and today it shot up. Now the question is, will it consolidate for strength, or will it continue to shoot up tomorrow, or will it be a huge, right, dip looking like an even bigger opportunity? Because if it dips, right, Sometimes dips look like setbacks, and those are the setups for the next run. That's very important to be aware of that when these type of short squeezes are happening that are multiple day squeezes, unlike this one. This was all in one day. So if the squeeze comes with strength tomorrow or even some point this week, yeah, it could possibly come with this type of strength from this point up to newer highs. A lot of people are aiming for 20. Some are saying 25. Others are saying 30. And I've seen upwards to $50 in the short term in the next coming days or weeks. So this is going to be huge because these stocks have been the Reddit favorites. They're on different forums. And a lot of investors are comparing them to GameStop and CLOV. Now, the 50-day moving average for this one currently at this point is $12. Anything above it is bullish. Anything below it is bearish. The first support level to watch is $12.98. If that gets crossed, I'd watch this very carefully between that point and all the way down to $12. Since that's such a broad stretch, I would even use a midway point here of $12.50 just to see what's going on. If the bulls can try to reappear and bring it back up, or if the bears are tearing this one down fairly fast. Now, this broke through the resistance I talked about in my previous video when this was not at these points. It was actually a little bit below it right here around this area at the $13.50 mark, and it was $13.96. I said we can round that up to $14. That needs to be broken through for the bulls to reach newer highs, and now the new point of reference is up here at $14.26, being the highest point in the post market and of the day, and then obviously up here at $14.32 and so forth. So we're going to see how this plays out tomorrow. I look forward to seeing your thoughts. If you want to put rockets down below because you believe this is going to go to the moon, I look forward to seeing that as well. What are your positions? How do you feel? And where do you see Wish going? And how do you feel about CLOV as well? I look forward to seeing everyone's thoughts on these stocks moving into this week and down below in the comments. Now, if you learned something new, don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell so you don't miss a single video that I post. Share this with a friend so they can receive the insight as well. And all I ask for in return is for 3 to 5 more minutes of your time to share with you guys a ticker symbol you won't want to miss, as well as the opportunities that were mentioned this morning over at the Discord. And if you find that interesting and you want to become part of it, the link is down below in the description to the Discord. We look forward to having you join us. Stay tuned. So the ticker symbol I have to share with you guys today is one that I found out about not too long ago. It actually IPO'd recently, and this is a huge company that's going to be a big competitor, or is one of the biggest competitors to YouTube. Now, it's nowhere near it, and it has a lot to grow and go for itself to catch up to it, but it does have a large user base, and it has a subscription service, making it very enticing for a growing company of revenue and net profits in the future. Now, before we look at this chart and we look at what ticker symbol it is, I want to share with you guys the opportunities I found this morning and shared with the members over at the Discord. And if that's something that interests you and you want to become part of, you're more than welcome to join us. The link is down below in the description to the Discord, and you'll become part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together to maximize profits and minimize losses, and discuss about other stocks in the stock market as well, beyond just what I'm watching in the Talk Stocks group. So here we are with MNOV. This was one of the first ones I was watching at 512. This pulled back and gave small jumps of 3 to 5%, but it was pretty stagnant for the rest of the day. Our worst performer of the list, but it did give small jumps of 3 to 5%. Now AEI, we caught this one at 737. We're going to look at the chart in just a moment. And EARS, we caught this one at 380. Now, I want you guys to be aware that these stocks moved pretty fast, and this is why timing and execution is everything, and it happens within minutes sometimes, and sometimes it takes hours. That's why you can't have that instant gratification, but you also can't be slow to move. And sometimes later in the day, there's even better opportunities or just as good if you're patient, right? It doesn't always work out that way, but this is one of them. AEI, we caught this one at 737, pulled back to 691 and shot up to 763, giving a highest point of 10% plus. And that was within the first 20 minutes of the opening market. So we started watching it. It was actually pulling back, right, from those highs, and it was kind of consolidating, went into further weakness and jumped up. Now, it went back into further weakness at these lows here, gave another 5% jump here, pulled back and gave another 10%. So within just 3 hours almost, it gave, or about 2 hours and a half, it gave a total of 25% opportunities between the two 10% and the 5% opportunity. It's all about timing and execution here. Now, the other ticker symbol is EARS. We caught this one at 380, and this is one that moved pretty quickly within the first 15 minutes, almost 10 minutes actually to 15 minutes, and it gave us an 8% plus opportunity. Now, after that jump, it pulled back down, and it actually gave another 10% plus opportunity here. So that's why it's all about the first couple of minutes. The further into the day, the higher the risk, because it's not guaranteed to have this type of move. And you could see the rest of the day, it just started to stagnate and sit sideways, right? So it's all about catching this with execution and timing, but the opportunities are there and we look for them daily. 5 to 10% is a regular day, 10 to 20% is a great day, and 20% plus is a home run. If that's something that interests you and you want to know what stocks I watch daily, you're more than welcome to join us. The link is down below in the description to the Discord. Now, before we look at the ticker symbol, I want to share with you guys, a lot of you guys may be asking yourselves, what is this? Well, this is just my drawing that it does not have to move exactly the same as it is drawn out. If not, if it is going in that direction of having newer drops, new peaks, newer drops, newer peaks, basically newer lows, newer highs, newer lows, instead of newer highs, newer lows, which is actually when a stock is going up, hitting a newer peak every time upwards. Well, what I'm looking for is if there's going to be a drop every time and the peaks are getting weaker and weaker, like we caught last time in the last correction that was forming. Now, there's two things that are going on here right now based off how the whole entire S&P 500 is moving, because everything that it lost almost last week in the last several days of the week, it's almost already gotten it back. So what I'm really looking for is a pullback, another spike, and another pullback, and that's going to give me not confirmation that we're going into a huge correction or crash, but we are in the middle of it and it could go further, right? Because right now this is the peak previously and this is the new peak. So now if we get another drawing that comes back and then it pops back up and it pops right back down like how I have drawn out here, and this is the new peak, the next peak will be the next weakness, and that's the next new peak, and then we're resembling the correction that went on here. And if you look back at this correction, it had big jumps, big drops, big jumps, big drops. So this big jump could be the next big drop. We have to see. It's not confirmed, but I'm watching this carefully, and there's nothing wrong with corrections. They're normal. They hurt portfolios in the short term, but they are buying opportunities for the stocks you really liked or you were watching, or even to keep your average cost down on your high conviction stocks. This is where opportunities are formed, right? Every bull run is in every setback, right? Every pullback, right? A lot of people call them setbacks. I don't like to look at them like that. They're pullbacks that are setups for the next bull run. So that's the setup. Every time a stock goes back, the stock market or anything in general, those are opportunities. Because on Friday, as this was pulling back, yes, there was uncertainty and doubt of could this go back up or would it continue? If it continued, the more you double down, at some point there would be some spike like this, like it happened, which it didn't even have to take several days. It just went from Thursday, Friday, last Wednesday, and then all of a sudden Monday already jumped back up. Now the question is, will it pull back down? But that jump back up, a lot of investors are swing trading and making big bucks of anywhere from 3 to 5% on small jumps, 5 to 10% on some bigger ones, and home runs are 10, 20, 30% jumps off of that swing trade of that pullback. Now, it is risky, but it is something to be aware of. So what's the stock you want to add to your watch list that's a competitor to YouTube? It is VIMEO, and the ticker symbol is VMEO. This stock is tremendous when it comes to its growth potential. Now, the earnings is not as strong as it could be. It's still small, has so much room to grow that it makes it enticing to be aware of and watch carefully. Now, the lowest point that it reached after IPOing at the beginning of June was $38. So that's really what I'm looking for. The stock right now is kind of sideways and it seems to be consolidating within this channel, but I would like to see this go even into further weakness, getting closer to $40, and if it gets closer to 38 and breaks through it, making the opportunity even larger. So this is a stock I have my eye on, and I'm going to be watching not just this week, not next week, not just this month, not next month, the rest of the year, and the opportunities are going to get bigger and bigger the more it pulls back before it actually becomes profitable and continues to prove itself. But it's one of the largest when it comes to being a competitor of YouTube. It's nowhere near it, and I don't think it will ever get as large as it, but it will get its piece of the pie, guys. If you do your research and look up competitors or platforms similar to YouTube, this is one of the top ones on the list usually, and I'm still doing more research on the company and everything about them. But right now at these prices, it's kind of speculative because it doesn't really give you enough insight. It's too soon, but there's nothing better than to have a stock on your watch list early, and even if it pulls down further or goes up higher, to actually have time to research it and understand it. As always, this is not financial advice. I'm not here to tell you guys to buy, sell, or hold any positions on the stocks I mentioned here on the YouTube or any of my platforms. I'm just here to align you guys on the stocks I'm watching, why I'm watching them, and why I believe they're an opportunity. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.